Hi, I'm Chris Pollock and welcome back. Perhaps you've been wondering what I've been up to lately. I don't know if you've noticed, but when I make these videos, it's usually at one stage that I'm at while I'm building. And right now I'm at the stage of designing and making the rosette for the top. I've been toying with some ideas, but one thing that I came up with that I wanted to design is what I call an 8-point star. So I figured I'd show you how I went about making the 8-point star. The drawing that I have right there, which I was toying with some ideas. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do, but I know I'm committed to making the dots, or the 8-point star, which I could also carry on and use as fretboard markers too. Let's take a closer look at it. Okay, there's the star. It's a white and gold mother of pearl, with a mother of pearl center dot. I'm not committed to that dot right now. That may change. I may put something else other than that mother of pearl gold in the center. But it consists of 12 pieces, 13 if you count the dot. But it's the square itself is from 1/4 to 3/8, depending how you measure it. So it involves a couple jigs, which is no surprise. So let's go. I'll show you how I did it. First thing I do is prepare the shell to be cut into strips, and I do that by getting the shell blanks and gluing them with Titebond to a piece of mahogany strip, and then I'll take it over to my saw and I'll cut the strips. After I cut the strips, I clean off the wood backing with either soak them in water or just get a razor blade and cut it off and scrape it. Then I mount them into my little UHMW clamp that I made, and then I'll CA glue them together. I got the pieces glued together, and I'll start with my little miter box jig I made face down, and I'll make the first cut. I put my finger over this to keep the blade from sliding out sometimes too. Sometimes there's a little cutoff burr, so I'll just back swipe that a little gently with the file to clean that off. And then I'll put it face up, run it to the stop, and make the second cut. I start that vacuum cleaner when I see a little bit of dust falling. There you go. If you saw that break off of there or not. That's where you have to be careful that it doesn't jump out, but it does happen.
There's several of them displaying some white fungus around the muzzle, as well as some with fungus on the wings and the arms.
So that's one little section. That edge looks, well, let me hit it anyhow. I use my little hemostats, forceps, whatever they're called. There's a little clamp. When I have it usually connected to my foot, I like either like you could have a piece of a pantyhose, or I also have, this is just some fine filter material, but that allows, if any of the shell gets, it'll stick to that and I'll get sucked into the vacuum cleaner and be gone. Okay, then this other jig, I have a little jig here, and I got some spacers I put in there, and I kind of use that for my little form. So I get all the four pieces, whoops, in and glued up. So I just place the piece in there. If I don't drop it on the floor. And if you could see that. Then I just slide these in so it's the right spacing. Okay, and I'll tighten up the screw here a little bit. And as I get each little piece, I'll put it in there, fit it in there. And then when I'm done, I'll drop a drop of CA on it to glue up the initial shape to the star. With this glued up the way I glued up the two strips, now that this cutoff piece, the angle is the opposite way, but if I put it in and I run it up to the stop, I end up having a piece that's cut, instead of the gold being on the outside, the white's on the outside. So I actually get just like an opposite colors, and I can use it for stars also. This is a 3/0 blade actually I'm using. What also is when I get near, usually when it gets a little bit, this piece gets a little bit smaller and I can't hold it, I'll get the forceps and just gently keep it against the stop and just hold it with the forceps and saw it.